Hi students, have a nice day. In this section, we are going to discuss about the gas laws. The four measurable properties of gases such as volume, temperature, pressure and amount of substance are interrelated. These relationships commonly known as the gas laws. Mainly the gas laws are Boyle's law, Charles' law, Gay-Lussac law and Avogadro law. Okay, let's discuss one by one. First one is Boyle's law. The first law is Boyle's law. Robert Boyle in 1662 proposed the law. Okay, in 1662. He studied the pressure and volume of gas at constant temperature. Listen, Robert Boyle studied the relationship between the pressure and volume of a given mass of gas at a constant temperature. And he understood that the volume and pressure are inversely proportional at a constant temperature. So let's define the Boyle's law. At a constant temperature, for a given mass of gas, a volume is inversely proportional to the pressure of the gas. Once again, Boyle's law defined that at a constant temperature, the volume of a given mass of gas inversely proportional to the pressure of the gas. Okay, so volume of the gas is inversely proportional to the pressure. That means if volume increases, pressure decreases, or in vice versa. Pressure increases, volume decreases. So once again I define the Boyle's law. Boyle's law is defined as at a constant temperature, the volume of a given mass of a gas is inversely proportional to the pressure of the gas. Okay, then mathematically we express Boyle's law. The proportionality is removed by a constant K. Okay, the proportionality is removed by a constant K. So K into 1 by P. Then we can rearrange the equation PV is equal to K. Okay, or we can use capital PV. PV is equal to a constant. Small p is partial pressure, so we can write the capital P. So P comes here, PV is equal to K. That is, pressure into volume at a given temperature is a constant. What it means? Pressure and volume. The product of pressure and volume at a constant temperature for a given mass of gas is constant. Let's take the initial pressure as P1 and the initial volume is V1. So we can write that P1 V1 is equal to K. Also the gas is expands to the pressure P2 and the volume is V2. So the final pressure is P2 if the gas expands or it is compressed. Anyway, if the gas expands, the new pressure is P2 and the volume is V2. So P2 V2 is a constant. Okay, PV is a constant. So the product of volume and pressure is constant. let's take P1 V1 is equal to a constant, P2 V2 is equal to a constant. Now we can conclude that for a given mass of gas, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Okay, for a given mass of gas, P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Are you clear? Yes. Then let's discuss the mathematical representation and the graphical representation. Already we discussed about the mathematical representation. PV is a constant or P1 V1 is equal to P2 V2. Let's move to the graphical representation. I erase this. This is a simple derivation, not it. Okay, by plotting pressure and volume. So in y axis we take pressure and in x axis we take volume. What is the relation? V is inversely proportional to pressure. Okay, so volume increases, pressure decreases. When volume increases, pressure decreases. This we take as a temperature T1. The temperature is constant. The temperature is T1, or you can take it is 250 Kelvin. Again, another temperature, T2 temperature. Temperature is constant, but little higher temperature. You take 400. This is T2 temperature 400 Kelvin or 350, no problem. Okay. Then next is again the high temperature. T3 is equal to about 600 Kelvin. Here you remember that T1 is less than T2 is less than T3. So we get three plots, three graphs. When the pressure increases, volume decreases. When the pressure increases in this direction. When the pressure increases, volume decreases. On the reverse side, when volume increases, pressure decreases. And these three different plots is done in different temperature. Remember that temperature must be constant. And this graph is called isotherms. So what are isotherms? When we plot pressure versus volume graph at a constant temperature is called isotherm. So what are isotherms? At a constant temperature, the pressure volume graph is called isotherm. Iso means same. Therm means, isotherms. Therm means thermal. Okay, temperature. It is related to temperature. So isotherms are the graph at a constant temperature. Okay, in many cases, in future, we will learn about the isotherms. So you remember that isotherms are the plots or graph at a constant temperature. Another plot we made by taking 1 by P versus V. Okay, 1 by V versus 1 by P versus 1 by P versus V, or you can take anyone. 1 by V versus P, no problem. Both are same because inversely proportional. When you plot 1 by P versus V or 1 by V versus P, we get a straight line starting from the origin. Okay, this is also an isotherm. It is plotted at a constant temperature. So 1 by V versus P is a straight line starting from the origin. 1 by P versus V also straight line starting from the origin, because PV is a constant. Or we can write that V is equal to K by P. Okay, V is equal to K by P. Are you clear? Another one more plot. I just erase this. When we draw PV versus pressure. In y-axis we take PV. Okay, and in this case P is pressure usually expressed in barometer. You know the different units for pressure: atm, barometer, Pascal. Okay, and already I gave the information in the first chapter, the conversion of pressure, volume, etc. So here PV is a constant. Okay, PV is, as we already learned, PV is equal to K. So the plot is like this. When PV versus P plot, we get a straight line which is parallel to the pressure axis. Okay, PV versus P plot is a straight line parallel to the pressure axis. Are you clear? Okay, next is application of Boyle's law. The main applications are, Boyle's law is applicable in the cycle pump. When the pressure increases, volume of the gas inside the pump decreases. Okay, pressure increases, the volume of the gas inside the pump decreases. And also it is applicable in the tire pressure gauge. To measure the pressure of the tire we use pressure gauge. So it is applicable in the tire pressure gauge. And the third application is aneroid barometer. Okay, so these are the main applications. And next we move to the relationship between the density of the gas. Okay, density of the gas. As we know that density D is equal to mass by volume. Okay, density D is equal to mass by volume. What is volume? Then volume is equal to mass by density. Are you clear? Yes. Also from the Boyle's law we know that PV is equal to K, a constant. PV is equal to a constant K, or you can put K prime or K dash, anything. Okay, it is K. Then substitute this for in the Boyle's law. So P into M by D. Okay, P into M by V is mass by density of the gas. So P into M by D is equal to K. What is P? Or you can rearrange this equation. P into the K comes here, D goes to right side. So M divided by K is equal to D. Okay, rearranging the equation, it's enough. K brings here, D moves to the right hand side. So D is equal to, I write here, D is equal to P M by K. Or you can write M by K into P. Both are correct. D is equal to M by K into P. Mass is constant according to the definition for a given mass of gas. So given mass means it's a constant amount. K is also a constant. Okay, K is also a constant. So a constant divided by another constant, we get the third constant, one another constant. A constant is divided by other constant, we get one another constant. So D is equal to, the constant is represented by K dash, or you read K prime. Okay, K dash into P. Then we can say the density of the gas. The density of the gas at a given temperature is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas. Okay, pressure is inversely proportional to the volume of the gas at a constant temperature. But the density of a given mass of gas is directly proportional to the pressure of the gas at a constant temperature. So that is the relationship between density and the pressure of the gas at a constant temperature. So that's about the Boyle's law. Yes, next we move to the Charles law. Jacques Charles in 1787 studied the property of the gas, temperature and volume at a constant pressure. Okay, Charles studied the temperature and volume of the gas at a constant pressure. And he observed that at a constant pressure, the volume of the gas is directly proportional to the temperature. That means temperature increases, volume of the gas increases at a constant pressure. So we can define the Charles law. At a constant pressure, the volume of a given mass of gas is directly proportional to the temperature of the gas. Once again, Charles law defined that at a constant pressure, the volume of a given mass of gas is directly proportional to the temperature of the gas. Okay, yes. So mathematically it is expressed, volume is directly proportional to temperature at a constant pressure. That means temperature increases, volume increases, or vice versa, volume increases, temperature increases. Okay, let's remove the proportionality by a constant K, or you can put Boyle's constant K1, Charles constant K2, no problem. So K2 into T, and also V by T is a constant. V by T is a constant, where K2 is a constant. What is K2? K2 is a constant. Yes. Then, for a gas, for a given mass of gas, V1 is the initial volume, T1 is the initial temperature, and the gas is changed into V2 volume. The final volume is V2 and the temperature is T2. Okay? Are you clear? For a given mass of gas, initial volume is V1 and its temperature is T1. It's converted into or changed into final volume V2 and its temperature T2 at a constant pressure. Remember that pressure should be constant. By using Charles law, we can write that V1 by T1 is a constant. Similarly, V2 by T2 is a constant. So right side is saying, let's equate V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. Or this is the main equation. Or we have to write V1 divided by V2. Okay, rearrange it. This V2 brings here, T1 moves to the right hand side. V1 by V2 is equal to T1 by T2. Are you clear? Okay, by using this relation, we can write that V1 by T1 is equal to a constant. Similarly, V2 divided by T2 is equal to a constant. By equating these two, V1 by T1 is equal to V2 by T2. And rearranging the equation, V1 by V2 is equal to T1 by T2. Directly proportional. Okay, V1 is directly proportional to T2. Sorry, T1. V2 is directly proportional to T2. Are you clear? Yes. Then let's draw the plots. So a simple derivation. You should memorize this equation. It is very useful for doing the problems, calculations. Next we draw the plots of volume and temperature. Okay. So in y-axis we take volume, in x-axis we take temperature T. This is volume V. Temperature T. At a constant pressure for a given mass of gas, temperature increases, volume increases. Okay, temperature increases, volume increases. Also in another you take this P1 pressure. Okay. Then another pressure P2, another pressure P3. Okay? Yes. Then, when we consider the temperature is from the 0 degree Celsius. Okay, let's draw. This is volume axis. This one is temperature axis. It is 0 degree Celsius. Then to right side 100. Then 200, 300. In the left side, minus 100 degrees Celsius, minus 200 degrees Celsius, minus 300 degrees Celsius. When the temperature decreases, okay, when the temperature decreases, the volume of the gas is reaches 0 at the temperature. So it is a straight line. Okay, so this is minus 273.15 degrees Celsius. Okay, the temperature is minus 273.15 degree and is taken as 0 Kelvin. Okay, not okay, it is 0 Kelvin. Remember that. And this temperature is also known as absolute temperature. Absolute 0, or the scale is known as absolute temperature. As we know that in degrees Celsius we write degrees Celsius, T is in the Kelvin. Okay, these things you know that. Then again another plot we have to draw like this. Okay. So when the temperature reaches minus 273.15 degrees Celsius, the volume of the gas is equal to 0. It is practically not possible. By reaching these or before reaching this temperature, the gas is liquefied. Okay, it's very important. It's hypothetically we can say that at 0 Kelvin or at minus 273.15 degrees Celsius, the volume of the gas is 0. And that temperature is called absolute zero. Okay, so 0 Kelvin is known as absolute zero. Kelvin scale is known as absolute scale, absolute temperature scale. Remember that. And also we know the conversions of Kelvin scale and degree Celsius. I erase this. I think only this is given in your textbook. P2, P3. P3 is less than P2 less than P1. Okay. Or P1, you just plot the graph. And the graph is known as isobar. One important point. So what are isobars? We plot temperature versus volume at a constant pressure. Barometer is the unit of pressure, iso means same. So isobars are the graph or plots at a constant pressure. Okay, isobars are the graph or plots at a constant pressure. Okay, yes. Then we convert degree Celsius to Kelvin, T Kelvin. Okay, so T Kelvin is equal to T degree Celsius plus 273.15. When we are doing the problems, we must use temperature in the Kelvin scale. Lord Kelvin. So you should use the unit or use the temperature in Kelvin scale, because when we are using the degree Celsius, positive values are there, negative values are also 0 is there. But in Kelvin scale, only positive values, 0 and the higher values. 0 Kelvin, 0 Kelvin, 0.1 Kelvin, 10 Kelvin, 250 Kelvin, like that. So always do the problems in the Kelvin scale. In degree Celsius, the values of temperature are positive, negative and even 0. Okay, next we discuss the application of Charles law. The hot air balloons are used in the sports and meteorological survey. According to Charles law, at a constant pressure, the volume is directly proportional to the temperature. For a given mass of gas, when temperature increases, volume increases. And what happens? The density decreases. Okay, listen. According to Charles law, temperature increases, volume increases. And when volume increases, the density of the gas decreases. And the balloon moves upwards. Okay, the less denser gas move in the upward direction. And that's why the balloon, the hot air balloon in meteorological survey is move upward. I think you see these things in the National Geography channel, etc. Okay, so as earlier the hot balloons are used, now drones are used to take the photos and to study the forest areas also in sports. As earlier the hot air balloons are used. Okay. Then let's conclude about the Charles law. Charles law is volume temperature relation at a constant pressure. Volume increases by increasing the temperature at a constant pressure, and the temperature minus 273.15 degrees Celsius equal to 0 Kelvin, and this 0 Kelvin is called absolute zero. The volume of the gas is 0 at a 0 Kelvin. Okay, and also the plots P1, P2, P3 are different pressure. The pressure must be constant, but it is different pressure. Here P1 is less than P2 less than P3. Okay, volume increases, pressure decreases. Okay, volume increases, pressure decreases. So P1 less than P2 less than P3. Then you just study the conversion. Temperature in Kelvin scale is equal to temperature in degrees Celsius plus 273.15. 273 is enough. So in the next section we will discuss Gay-Lussac law and Avogadro's law. Thank you.